That's what we have to do, those of us who think we're in the enlightened minority, who are going ahead. We have to really be able to spiritually unify. We have to really be able to coordinate ourselves telepathically all over the planet. And we really have to have some type of goal that says we can do something that's the equivalent of the spiritual atomic bomb. But something that is every bit as positive in its effects and long-lasting as the atomic bomb has. The atomic bomb changed the geology and the psychology of the earth forever. So to change that, you need something even greater. But it has to be positive. Because if it was greater, more negative, that would be the end. So we need something even greater than that, that's positive. Okay. What we're seeing here is a visualization of something that we refer to as the Circumpolar Rainbow Bridge. Circumpolar Rainbow Bridge, meaning it goes around the poles of the Earth. You can see the Earth there, and then the rainbows follow the form of the electromagnetic radiation belts. So I said the radiation belts create a kind of donut shape around the Earth. And within those radiation belts is what's referred to as the noospheric thinking regulator, which is called the psi bank, PSI. Psi bank, that's detailed in my book, Earth Ascending. And it's the psi bank that regulates all the different thinking layers that exist. So what you're seeing here then, the rainbow then that you see, the double rainbow, it's the rainbow bridge circumpolar. That follows the form of the radiation belts. In other words, where the violet is on the inside, that would be toward the lower radiation belt, where the heavier protons are, and then on the red end up here, that's the outer radiation belt where the lighter electrons are. Okay? And then those belts go in and the rainbow then would be like the field, the noospheric field between the two radiation belts. We know also, for instance, that since the supernova 1987A, that supercharged our local star, the Sun.
On February the 23rd, 1987, a bright new star lit up in the Large Magellanic Cloud, the largest companion galaxy of the Milky Way, 167,000 light-years away. The enormous brightness immediately suggested that it was a supernova. Named Supernova 1987A, it was the closest such event that was visible to the naked eye since Kepler's supernova of 1604.
So we know the solar flares and the sunspot cycles were as intense as in this last 23-year cycle as they have ever been. Now, it's interesting, the 23-year cycle began in 1989. Its first 11 and a half years peaked toward the end of 2000, early 2001, and then the whole 23-year cycle peaks in 2012. We know that the first half of the cycle we saw phenomena that we hadn't seen before, including an increase of plasma, that's ionized electrons, in the atmosphere, which create many different spectacular rainbow effects in the clouds and in the atmosphere. A lot of you have seen these. Sometimes people call them sundogs. And it's a great increase of these, particularly in 1999, 2000, and 2001. We'll see a huge increase of these in 2011 and 2012. In 1999, I worked with a group of people in Picarquín in Chile for 7 weeks. We had about 144 people down there, and we were all following the new time and worked in groups according to the harmonics of the new time. And we worked on an experiment, and our experiment was to see if the different groups could coordinate and on certain days see if they could create rainbow effects in the sky. Well, we did the final experiment on this towards the end of the 7 weeks. We had really spectacular effects. The skies were just filled with rainbows. And we're operating with this, with the theory that the sky is particularly charged with plasmas, and our notion was that if we can create that, it's just like the medicine man who creates rain. Our brainwaves are electromagnetic. We can affect the electromagnetic field. That then we can create an effect where we can, as it were, telepathically stretch the aurora borealis and the aurora australis to connect at the equator and create a rainbow bridge that goes from pole to pole on both sides. In 2000, just before the data time on July 25th, a crop circle appeared, which basically was the image of the Earth's electromagnetic field with the Earth in it. And it was exactly the theory that we were working on. And we felt that we received a very strong signal that when we get to 2012, we can maximize this and create this effect, the circumpolar rainbow bridge around the Earth. There are many prophecies about the rainbow bridge. In the Norse prophecies of Odin, you have the Bifrost Bridge, which is often depicted as a rainbow bridge. Many Native American traditions speak in the prophecies of the rainbow bridge. When the rainbow bridge appears, that the star people and the ancestors